ready together, I want to show you guys these two palettes that I purchased from Sephora. This is called the Master Matte, the Neutrals, and this is the Master Matte right here. This is the original, this is the new one. One is a warm tone, one is a cool tone. So we're gonna do two different looks. Like we're gonna do this palette on this side and this palette on this side, so you guys can really tell the difference. Like, I love neutral colors. I feel like these palettes, let me just open them up. These palettes are probably the best out there. And the reason I say this is because the formula is so extremely blendable. Look at that. You see that? That is beautiful. You can use every single one of these colors. This is the more cool tones. So if I actually put them next to each other, Ava, hi Ava, how are you? If I put these two next to each other, I want you guys to see the difference, right? Cool tone versus warm tone. You see, there is a big difference, right? And if you know makeup, you know that that is a huge difference. These are a lot more red, a lot more orange undertone, and this one is more neutral. Some gray undertones here, right? So I want to show you guys why I think these are the most amazing palettes. Like, I've tested many palettes before, and I would honestly say that these two are so good because they're so versatile as far as like an everyday look. You can glam it up, you can glam it down, but they are so blendable. So they're user friendly. When I say they're user friendly, I mean, like, if you're a beginner, you can use these. You know, they blend out so extremely well. And if you're going to go spend money on a palette and you know that's the only palette you're going to use, you probably want to go with something along these lines, something you can wear every single day that you're not going to have issues with. You can dress it up or down. Like, these are amazing, amazing formulas. This is by Mario. These are both by Mario's. This is just comparing the warm to the cool tone, right? So I'm actually going to do, like I said, one eye with this one and one eye with that one, so you guys can really, really see the difference. I figured instead of going and spending your money, since the holidays are here, we all know holidays are here, we want to look our best. A lot of people don't experiment with makeup prior to the holidays. And so I would highly recommend, if you're going to buy a palette, to buy something like this. It's a little bit more steep than the drugstore, but the payoff is so good, and it will last you a very, very long time. These are both mattes. They're gonna look fabulous on the eye, but the formula, let me just show you guys. I'm gonna rub it a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm gonna take the warm color here. This more, you can see like a reddish undertone. Do you see that? How smooth that went on? Look at this. It glides like butter. It is so soft and fluffy. That is beautiful. Now we're gonna go over here to the cool palette, right? We're gonna put it right next to that one. It is so extremely soft. So you can see how it can be very, very dark. But for you guys that are new and beginners, you can kind of look, spread it out and make it a little bit lighter. You can see the blendability is amazing with these palettes. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's the holidays, I'm gonna go put all these crazy colors on my eyes. Let's wipe this off. You see it, just look at this. You see how pigmented that is? Look at that. Comes off. This is just a Dixie makeup removing wipe. Ursula, do you have a link to buy? Yeah, actually I tagged it in this video. I don't know exactly what to click on. But I did tag it in the video, so it should be popping up somewhere. And then Pushpa says, I love you, sister. I love you too. I love all of you guys, and I appreciate you guys being here. So let's go ahead and jump into these two beautiful palettes, right? Now, if you live in a place that has any humidity, I would highly recommend, I know this is old school, I'm taking it back, very old school here. This is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. If you have humidity, a lot of people don't realize that you have to wear an eyeshadow primer because it's going to make your eyeshadows adhere and not crease. I mean, it sucks that you're halfway through the day and you have like these creases. And look at this, you can see I'm kind of oily. I even have oil on my skin right now. I can feel it on my eyelids. That is what makes your eyeshadows crease. So this, and I tagged this too in the video. Sorry guys, it should be somewhere in here. This is old school. It's been around forever, right? And there's a reason a lot of these products stay around forever, because they're that amazing. They actually work. So this is in the color Eden. They make colors that are nude. They make anti-aging ones as well. All of the formulas are amazing. I just personally like the one that looks like a lighter foundation color, because I feel that it makes my eyeshadows pop. You can see? Look at that. And it just goes on, especially that I have a little bit of oil on my eyes. It just glides right on. A lot of times if your eyelids are already dry, I recommend you doing this. You just get this, put it in the back of your hand like that, and you emulsify it. So this is an Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, and you emulsify it like this to make it super smooth, and then you can apply it. That is another way of applying your eyeshadow primer potion. Remember guys, the holidays are already here. Like, we want to look our best. We don't want to like go see our in-laws and look all like crazy, you know? So like I said, like, just look at the colors. This is a cool tone. We're going to put it on this side. And this is a warm tone. It, like, typically I like the cooler tones on me because I'm fair complected, but I also can wear the warmer tones. Warmer tones are typically for people that have, oh, Elmo is here. Hi, Elmo. Warm tones are typically, not always, but typically for people that have more pigment to their skin, right? Unless you are an expert at makeup and know how to blend these two beautifully. Most people typically that are fair complected go with this type of palette that is like more neutral, cooler tones, and people that are a little bit darker typically go with the actual darker undertones, the oranges, the reds, right? I love a gray undertone. So this is what I do. This is just a Morphe powder. I'm going to get a powder puff. And what I do is I kind of just set this, right? So that everything I put on top of it will glide smoothly, right? Really, it's a great product. Yes, this eyeshadow is a great product. Okay, so we have one brush, right? Just gonna clean it off. So we're gonna go in with the darker shades. Right, here we go, the darker shades. And this one, again, is the Master Mattes, right? So this is his first palette. And you can see it's a magnet. And it's a really, really strong magnet at that. Has a full mirror. If you're going to invest in a palette, totally invest in something like this. Pushpa, but I am in India how to buy. You know what, Pushpa? I don't know if the links are showing up on your side. I know that, I think I'm able to sell in like Canada and a few other countries, but YouTube has really strict policies on what countries will allow us to put tags and, you know, like to sell. So I'm, you know, typically I'm going to come on here and show you guys what I recommend on a live stream, especially because you're going to see it in real time. But in some countries, it will not show up. So if you guys are in the United States, just let Pushpa know if you can actually see the links in this video that I tagged. I tagged these, like a shirt or two of my merch, and then the lashes and the primer. So let's go ahead and dive into this. So what we're gonna do, what I'm gonna do is I always start off with a lighter base, right? So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna put this in the crease area. And the reason I always start off with a lighter base, like this, just look at this, is because I like to go from light to darker. Do you see that? Do you see me having any really harsh lines or harsh ends to that eyeshadow swipe? Look at that. Even put more. And look at how much is actually, I'm live streaming.
Oh, where's my key?
I don't know where your keys are.
To my car.
Hold on, guys, 1 second. My son is here trying to find his keys. I think I put them on the table, I thought.
No. check.
Okay, I am back. Okay, so you saw how much product is on here, right? We're gonna do that again, and we're gonna go right on top of that. And you see how it's buildable, but it's not like super duper harsh on the blend at the end of the brush. Look at that, it's just seamless. Isn't that amazing? I think that is amazing. Okay, now let's actually make it a little bit darker, right? So we're gonna go, let's try, which one should we try? We're gonna go deeper. So we're gonna go with this reddish brown, right? Remember, you can never, it's harder to go from darker to lighter versus lighter to darker, okay? Pusha says, yes, sister, I see the products in the tags. Oh, wonderful. Thank you for letting me know that. Okay, guys, so look at how much product it actually picks up, and there's not a lot of fallout. Okay, so what we're gonna, I start off here, and then I move up, doing that same exact crease, but not all the way. So I like the lighter shade to be exposed, as you can see. And so I take, excuse me, I take the darker shade all the way up, but not fully all the way up. I leave this portion out so it looks almost like an ombre effect. And you can see, look at that, with hardly any like blend. You can see the lighter to darker. Now you can see how these are so much more warm because they're like that more deeper undertone, right? Okay, now we're even gonna go even a one step higher in the reddish colors. We're gonna go with this deep red. So we went with a brownish red. We're gonna go with a very, very deep red. Look at that. Look at how much it picks up. That is amazing. So I'm gonna just kind of pat it down here. I'm gonna try to use as many colors as I can possibly use so you guys can actually see how freaking awesome this is. Okay, so this, I'm just patting on half of my lid on the bottom, like that. Boom, right? Now, I'm gonna go with the darkest brown. Okay. Now remember, like as we age, our eyes kind of get a little hooded. We really want to open the eye, and makeup can actually act as an illusion to a facelift, an illusion to being more youthful, right? When I say that, there's certain ways of putting on your makeup. Like if I were to put on my eyeshadow and it would just go straight down in the crease like this, instead of being like more in a line and going up like this, I would actually bring my eye down. And by bringing my eye down, it makes me look more aged. The way that I'm actually putting on the makeup, you can see it's all going up. It all has like this V, right? This is the darkest brown. I know you can see that, okay? So if it's your first time using makeup, or you're not really good at your makeup, try tapping it on and then blending. So when I say tapping it on, I'm just gonna tap it, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going to the outside, just tapping in this corner. Ooh, is that too much? I don't know. If it was, I would wipe off my brush, right? So I can wipe off my brush right here. If you thought, that's too dark, I can't do that. Like, I don't know how I feel about that, right? And a lot of people would be like, that's like, I'm gonna look like a clown. And I get that, because there's a lot of women that would come into the salon and I would do their makeup and they're like, I can't do this, I'm gonna look like a clown. And I'm like, you're not. And I show them these techniques, right? So I just wiped off the brush, because this is probably gonna freak people out because it's so freaking dark. So I wiped off the brush. We're gonna take that same, right there, that dark color, and we're just gonna blend this. You see, just in this corner right here, back and forth, back and forth. If you are panicked, you just back and forth, and you're gonna see how this is lovely. And you look at that. Do you see that? You can see it, but you can also see that it blends in with all of these colors amazingly. And remember, I just patted like twice and then I blended, and how it, look at that. You can see it, but it's faded. Sorry guys, I'm sweating. Just don't have the air conditioner on in here because it's too freaking loud for the live stream. Okay, so I'm gonna actually get more of that dark color and I'm gonna put it on there and make it darker and show you that you can actually lightly place it on and blend it even darker, and it's going to blend, if I said that correctly. Okay, so here's the dark, right? I'm gonna tap, you can see the product on the brush, and we're gonna do the same thing. So tap, tap, tap. And then I'm going to go into like these little circles and just kind of take it out. I want it a little bit more up and out, right? So I didn't pat this off. This is the original tap in there. And by making this edge darker, you're gonna see how you can see, look at that. You see how my eye automatically went up. It's up. It's not hanging down. You know, I even have like this dent right here. You can see this dent in my eyes that I get. You can't see that dent on this side because we're going up. It's darker, right? It's an illusion. So if you feel like it hasn't blended more, just keep going back and forth on it like this, you see? And we're blending. Okay, now I'm gonna take care of this part here. But I kind of find that a lot of people put way too much white or light color in their corner, or don't know how to blend it with the darker color. Because what do we have here? We have like a light brown, a reddish brown, a red, a very, very dark brown. Now right here, we want it to make it a little bit lighter. And when you make the corner a little bit lighter, it actually brightens your eyes, but we don't want like super white or too much. So we're gonna go with something that's a little bit lighter than our skin tone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip into this white, and that is freaking white. And then I'm gonna dip into the one that actually kind of matches my skin color, right? Just like that. What you can do is you can blend them together like this, but I'm gonna go like this straight in. And look at that. That is how pigmented this by Mario palette is. That is amazing, right? And so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use my finger and I'm gonna dab it on in here, blending it into this red. So let's do that again. Tap, tap. I'm not gonna blend them together this time. I'm just gonna go straight in. And we're gonna go in and just tap, 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 right? Now, obviously I'm showing you guys a lot of different steps of how I do my makeup. The reason I'm doing this is because I really want you guys to appreciate like all of these colors, and we're gonna get to these colors in a minute. I really want you to appreciate like how they all blend together and how they just perform so freaking well. Oh, Tara's here. Hi, Tara, how are you? But like normally you could just go with a lighter brown, a medium brown, and then do your corner, and then you're pretty much done, you know, but I really want you guys to see all of the colors. That's why we're doing this, okay? So, sorry, got a little sidetracked. Let me get a little bit more on my finger. And we're gonna go right there in the corner. Okay, but well, a lot of people, when they do this and they put it, you see how they covered the red, they cover the other color that was like in the center? Yes. So what you will do is you'll get your brush, you wipe it off, make sure I don't have any dark brown on there. You get your brush. This is that super red. It's not super red, it's like a burgundy. And you're just gonna tap it right back on top. And look what happens when I tap back on top. It's going to blend like a gorgeous. Look at that. You don't see a line. I'm sorry, but I don't walk around with like a cut crease. I don't walk around with like extreme makeup anymore. Maybe when I was younger, maybe if you're going to a festival or a club or somewhere, like you want that super cut crease, you know? But this is like makeup that anybody can wear any time of the day for any event, right? I think that when you have lines that blend so well like this, it's just more flattering, right? Okay, so up here, so we don't want to take, how should I say? I don't want to, let me get my, sorry. I'm going to go with this cream that is more my skin tone, and I'm going to add it just here under the eye. That's all we're gonna do, just right here under my eyebrow, not my eye. I'm not gonna take it all the way down. You can already see there's some there because I don't want to make this line here. I don't want to make this a V into an oval. So I'm just going to put it here. And this is still giving the illusion that it's lifted, right? Now, one of the biggest things you can do, right? So you're like, well, I don't know, that looks kind of sloppy because it's so far out. After you do your eyeshadows, you go and get a makeup removing wipe. You wrap it around your finger like this. Just like that, like a point, like a little ghost. And you go down and you go with the shape of your eye. I'm not gonna go in, I'm not gonna go too far out. You can see how the shape of my eye is right here comes all the way up to here to pretty much like the end of my eyebrow, right? Like that. Now, if I step back, look at how lifted the eye is. It's so much further up versus this one. You notice this dip right here. This is just comes with aging. You know, I've been in menopause for 4 years, guys, and I have early menopause. And unfortunately, when you start going through menopause, and you girls that are not at that stage yet, just this is good education for you guys. When you go through menopause, you start losing your collagen. A lot of collagen is the volume of and the tightness of your skin, like my arm here. I never had that. That's horrible, right? Well, I kind of noticed I got this dip. I kind of noticed like my hair's not as thick. There's a lot of stuff that happens with menopause, but your skin doesn't have the volume. When you're younger, your lips are more perky, and as we age, we lose that collagen, and that's why they get smaller. So this is giving us like the illusion that our eyes are more lifted and youthful, and the fact that I have a straight line right here. If you do a wing, you have a guide now, which is amazing. Okay, now let's get to the other palette. So remember, this one is the Master Mattes right here. That's what it's called, Master Mattes. And that is all the colors right there that we put on this eye. Let me see if I have a little tiny brush so I can actually put some under the eye as well. Just bear with me. This is what you get when you go live stream. You kind of forget, oh yeah, I should do this, or oh yeah, I should do that. Okay, I'm gonna actually use the black too as a, here we go, as an eyeliner, because I didn't show you guys the eyeliner. So give me a second. We're gonna go onto this palette in just a minute. Okay, so here we go. So what I like to do under the eye, I will take a shadow that is not this dark, just a little bit lighter. So that's the darkest we put on. So I'm gonna go to the one next to it, right? And all I'm gonna do is look and shadow. Look kind of like, you know, you're looking at your mirror. And I like to look down a little bit so my eyes don't water as much. And it kind of just makes everything connect now, right? Let me show you how amazing this palette is, right? A black will tell you a lot. So here's an angle brush, right? Here is the black, right? This is just an eyeshadow. Now look at this. Do you see that? Do you see that? That is amazing. Look at that. Can you believe that? I didn't even re-dip. Normally you have to re-dip. And I'm not even smearing, I'm just patting like that. And look at this. Do you see how beautifully pigmented that is? And when I tell you to go on line with your wing, look at that. I'm gonna tap one more time. You would think this is like a liquid eyeliner, wouldn't you? Because look how sharp I got that. With an angled brush that's not wet, that's dried, with a dried eyeshadow. Like, that's awesome. And then we just fill in this. Look at that. Isn't that just mind-blowing amazing? Amazing. You can go in like this and flick it if you want it to fade and you don't want it as dark. So I like to connect it on the bottom, just in the corner, just like that. That is amazing. That is very, very amazing. Okay, so let's go over here. Now do the other eye, right? We're gonna try the neutral, right? So this is personally my favorite. This looks beautiful. I feel that because I'm more fair complected, that it looks a little bit more dramatic, but it is beautiful, okay? So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna start with a lighter shade. And I want you to appreciate this. Look how much product that picks up. Marie, what color is your hair? It's beautiful. Actually, Marie, I don't recall the last color. I've tried so many different box colors. This is massively grown out. I am using, just to kind of shadow it a little bit, the Baldify product powder to kind of hide some of the grays that have grown out. I purposely grew it out just to kind of test that Baldify, and it's been in my hair for like 2 days. So I usually use Garnier, L'Oreal. I try a lot of box colors because you guys typically go to the store for box colors, a lot of you guys. But let's go ahead and try this palette right here. So I dipped into that. You see how much product is on there, and check this out. Like, I am just in love with this color of eyeshadow, these colors. So you can see what I'm talking about. Look at that. You don't even see where the line is. You know, a lot of times you put a eyeshadow on and you can totally see that line. I'm going to put even more on top because remember, we can build on this one. Like, look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? You might be like, it's a little bit too neutral. I think this is gorgeous, the color. Okay, now we're going to go, now that we have this on, and you can see no line, you just see nice and feathered and blended into the skin. We're going to go with the darker one, right? So we're going to go down here. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to work it like this, going into that V, and then remember, we're letting the lighter one show a little bit on the top. So there's the lighter and a little bit darker. And we always want that V. This is the V here and there, up. We want to lift it up. And I know you're concerned because you're like, I can still see your dip right there in your eye. Just bear with me. And we're going to show you how, I'm going to show you how it's going to lift the eye. Isn't that gorgeous, right? So I could actually, I love these colors. I can't even express how much I love these colors. I mean, these are beautiful. But to me, this is like my everyday, right? So we're going to go with the darker, right? We're going to go over here. No. We're going to go down here to the darkest. Not the darkest. The last row, the lightest, darkest, brown, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to do right here in the corner, and we're going to go right up like that, and we're just going to fade it. We're just going to fade this into that, just focusing on that V. Now, do you see that dip anymore? No, you don't see that dip in my eye right there, do you? You know it's right there, but you don't because we put the dark on it. We kind of built it up, right? Look at that. But do you see how big of a difference from this color to that color is? It is actually significantly different. And the fact that it blends, you don't see any line. Well, you see right here because I just put a big chunk right there, right? You can blend that Look, I can even blend it. But you don't see any line, any harsh lines, right? Awesome. Freaking awesome. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a, let's go with, should we do the really, really darker one on the outside? No, I like that one. I like this one for the outside. I did that medium dark. Okay, let's go with the lighter shade for, see, this is a little bit too dark. So this would be more of a neutral for me. And when I say this would be more of a neutral, Lacey and friends, we might like the first color. We might like the first color. If it had any pigment, I do like how subtle it is though. And the first color of this one, or the first palette color, subtle it is though. And the look you created on, sorry, my feed keeps going up and down, created on the other eye is very pretty. And you are right, it's all about the blend. Yes, very much. Okay, so this one, like I said, it's very close to my skin color, right? That's why I don't use it right here in the corner as much, because you can barely see it. Now, if you wanted it to look more perfected like skin, if you are my shade, you can see how that would look nice, right? But I want that little bit of a lighter, so I do the same exact thing. I run my finger in the white, and then I run my finger in the one that looks like my skin. Now I could bounce between this one or this one, because this one looks like my skin, this one looks like my skin. So let's just bounce between these two. There we go. And now you can see, like, for a light shade to show up that much and have this much blendability is just amazing. And remember, we want to be gentle on our eyes anyways, guys. Look at that. That awesome. So I actually think I should have gone with a little bit of a lighter, because I want a tad bit more bright. See? Look, it's subtle, but it's different. You can see that. The lighter than that one. Like, and then we just blend. And just tap, tap, tap. We really don't want to ever be pulling on our eyes, right? Let me get that corner. There we go. Now, remember, get your brush and just tap that darker shade back. And boom, blendability, blendability. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so for the top of the eye, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna get just the lighter skin color one, and it's gonna be just right up here. Now for this eye, I feel that I should actually put the darkest brown as an eyeliner. And you're like, well, that's an eyeshadow, Christina. Yeah, but they're so pigmented. I love this. They're so pigmented that, watch. Okay, so you see, just kind of pushing a little bit on this one. You can see how much it picked up. Now look at this. Do you see that? I'm literally just patting it down. And it's so freaking awesome. Gonna pat a little bit more. I love these angle brushes because they really get into the crease. Ooh. I slipped and hit my eyeball. Okay. Let's get this powder out of my eye. There we go. Okay. Did I mess up my eyeshadow? No, I did not. Sometimes it's not as easy doing makeup on my camera here versus looking in an actual mirror. Okay, so you guys can see. Like, amazing, right? Okay, oh shoot, we forgot to clean up the end. So remember, just get a makeup removing wipe, wrap it around your finger, go with the angle, and go straight up. Go with the angle and go straight up. And then Lacey says, thank you for taking the time to do this. No one takes the time to really explain the process anymore. And some people need this. You look beautiful. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. I've done this for so long, and you're right. I don't see people sitting here and explaining. I think a lot of people just click off because maybe they find it to be boring. I don't know. I just feel like if I would have had people that sat there and explained to me step by step when I was younger, it would have actually helped me tremendously as well. But mine was all trial and error, you know? But I'm glad that you appreciate that. And I really appreciate you commenting and being here. So let's go ahead and get back to the brown. I'm going to dip back into the brown. Remember, this is the neutral colors. And look, so here's that guide that we just made, right? So look at that. I think I might have gone a little bit further out on that one than I should have, but I'll fix that in a second. For a dark brown to show up that much, that's amazing. That is amazing. Look at that. Isn't that just, I think it's just awesome. Let me put it in the corner right here, and then I'm gonna clean up this wing because that looks kind of funky, my wing there. Hey, you know, we try to get them to look like sisters. Sometimes they look like cousins. Makeup removing wipe. Gonna shorten it a little bit. Better, but it's all right. Okay, so let's get the other brush, and we're gonna go with a lighter brown. We're not doing this dark brown. We're gonna go with the lighter brown right here, underneath the eye. Now, you might be like, oh, that doesn't look too pretty, right? Watch what the eyelashes do. And the eyelashes that I tagged, guys, honestly, truly, are probably like my favorite lashes ever. They are so natural looking. They're the Ardell Naked Lashes. So watch, I'm gonna, yeah, I get it. Like my eyeshadow's done, but it doesn't look like, ooh, because I don't have mascara on, my lashes are down, my makeup is not complete. So a lot of people just kind of stop at this point and say, I'm not gonna continue wearing makeup because I look, like I would think I look like, with, if I saw myself walking in just like this. But watch what an eyelash or mascara does to this look. So I'm just gonna curl my lashes. We're gonna put some mascara on. Let's see if this is even curling. Yeah, I got it. So I like to get at the base and then I bounce it for a little while. I should have tagged this for you guys. And I kid you not, this mascara is the best mascara I have ever used. And it cost you $5 at Ulta. It is the Lash Princess by Essence. This competes with those $80 mascaras. I kid you not. The waterproof formula is what I get. This, I don't have large lashes. I don't have a lot of lashes. And that's why you see me curling them a lot, right? Let's get whatever we have going up. But watch this. Watch this. Okay. We're just gonna coat a light coat. And if you can see these lashes, then you know that this is an amazing mascara. Because 90% of the time, my lashes are definitely not showing. Can you see my lashes? You can see my lashes. Look at that. But look, just by doing the lashes. Now imagine me putting another coat on this, letting it dry. And sometimes if you have lashes that fall down, like I do too, I have lashes that go straight down. They're bone straight. Before they dry, you get the end of a brush or your eyelash curler and you hold them like this. You hold them up and let them set in this form. It's almost, just think of it like hairspray. Like you want to hold it till it's set. And then you can put another coat on. But look at that. You can see it just opened the eye up, right? Lacey says, I have to go back to work now. Oh, okay. Well, oh, okay. Well, thank you for being here. But I have subscribed so I can watch more of your content later. Have a wonderful day, night, and keep doing what you do. Mwah. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's do the other eye. Actually, let's not do the other eye yet. Let's put the lash on this eye so you can really see the difference. First, let me put the mascara on the bottom. A lot of people forget to put that mascara on the bottom. And then I'm gonna get my separator. This mascara is a little bit older, so, you know, sometimes it can get a little chunky. I got like, just like little pieces right there. Now you can see my lashes, right? But check it out. Let's put these, I've already worn them once, but, and I actually tagged, guys, both of the lashes. I tagged these shorter ones that are down naked. I tagged the shorter ones, and I tagged the longer ones, depending on your eye shape. Both are amazing. So I already wore these once. I'm just kind of pulling off the extra glue. I don't know if you guys have ever done this. I will not like buy a lash and wear it once and throw it away, because I feel that that is so wasteful. I will actually wear my lashes for a month. I kid you not. But this is the biggest trick, is that you have to pull off that band of glue, right? If you keep putting glue on top of glue on top of glue, people are going to notice that you have all this buildup on your lashes. You just have to be very gentle when you actually remove the glue by holding the eyelash like this, a large portion of it, and then gently just pulling it out straight. And now you can see the whole band is clean. So it's that little end right there. There we go. Okay, so if you have issues putting lashes on, you can buy these. I think they're on Amazon for like, I don't know, $1. They kind of just hold your lash in place for you. And then you get your glue, and you just run it along the edge. So this is what I do. I run it on the top of it. And when I say the top of it, let me show you. Got a chunk. My glue is pretty darn old. I run it on the top of it. And then I run it in the back of it as well, to really make sure that it adheres well. Okay. Uh-oh, Ozempic. Uh-oh, menopause. That doesn't even make sense. Okay, guys. If you follow me, you guys know I have been busting my bum for consecutive 10 months at the gym. I even did a 40-day run at the gym, showing up every day for Lent. You know, you're supposed to give up something that's super hard. Mine was being consistent at the gym. So I went 40 days doing weights and not much cardio, but more weights, like resistant training. And I lost 3 pounds. 3 pounds. I haven't talked to you guys about my weight loss. Oh, okay, wait, hold on. We'll talk about that in a second. So check out this eye. We're gonna put this right down and on and push it. And well, bam. Well, bam. Get your tweezers and move it if it's not in the right place. But I love this for eyelashes. Do you see this? Now, you can see now the biggest difference, right? Anjana. Anjana, hi Anjana, how are you? Look at that. Like if I walked into a room with my eyes like this, you're like, wow, tremendous difference. Do you see how everything's elevated and up? Remember, these are two different palettes, guys. So let me kind of remind you again. This side is with the cool tones, and this side is with the warm tones, right? And you can see the big difference right here. Yeah, huge difference. Anyways, since the one and only Nicole retracted her comment, that's fine, Nicole. It's fine. No, honestly, it's fine. Like, let me just tell you my journey. So I went to the gym 40 days, lost 3 pounds. I have been trying for 10 months to lose weight and have lost, I don't know, maybe 12, 15 pounds, maybe, right? We're talking calorie deficit, busting my bum at the gym. I'm hard and I'm not talking light, right? Why did I not lose weight? Well, I came to find out just recently when I started complaining to my doctor that my estrogen, not estrogen, my testosterone is through the roof. Through the roof. Well, you know how people tell you, take zinc, take this, take that, right? So I was self-dosing myself with zinc supplements. Zinc supplements, my multivitamin had zinc in it, and I was taking something called DHEA to regulate my hormones, which I felt amazing taking DHEA. I took it after my hand surgery, and it really just kind of regulated everything as far as my mood. Well, come to find out that zinc is a precursor to testosterone, meaning it actually elevates testosterone. And DHEA is also a precursor to testosterone. So ChatGPT said, well, sometimes it takes 2 months for all the supplements to come out of your system. So I said, okay, I'm just going to stop all my supplements because I believe in taking multivitamins and all this stuff. And I stopped taking my supplements. And I am glad to say that within the last few weeks, I have dropped 3 pounds. And I know it's like 3 pounds, whoopee, not a big deal, right? I have dropped 3 pounds. I did 40 days consistent and only dropped 3 pounds. And that was like busting my butt. And I've been going to the gym and doing lighter workouts and not being as consistent. Just, of course, a calorie deficit. I stopped eating at 7. And that makes a big difference. I just stopped eating at 7. That's just it. You know, just water. And trying to get my protein goals, everything. But by stopping the supplements, I feel like it regulated my hormones. And I feel like I'm so excited because I have dropped 3 pounds in the last few weeks. So on me, when I lose weight, because I'm so short, it's very obvious, especially within my face. And some days I'm more swollen than others, and some days I'm not, but I am definitely trying and taking you guys along on my journey of trying. And I appreciate you guys really supporting those workout videos, because I kind of feel like, you know, this channel is all about beauty and health, but with beauty and health also comes fitness. It just kind of plays a hand, you know, in it. Monique says, so those lashes are Ardell Naked Large. The ones I'm wearing are the Ardell 420s. These are the small ones. The other ones that are tagged in this video are the ones that are a little bit longer, but you can see that. Like, don't they look so beautiful? And they're not like overwhelming, like huge lashes, like 2 fans. Oh, shoot. On your eyes. Son of a gun. I forgot to curl these lashes before that gets tacky. That's going to get tacky. And Jenna says, I am fine. How about you? I am wonderful. I am loving life, and I'm loving that you guys are actually here conversing with me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Okay, put this on really quick because my glue is already tacky. And this is gonna go right on top. And bam. Wait, what is that? It was already drying, the glue. Come on, stick down, yes. Stick down, we got them down. Boom. Like, isn't that the biggest difference? You are so beautiful. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Do you guys notice a difference with the eyeshadows? Do you notice the difference? Let me pull the eyeshadows, pull the eyeshadow palettes up again. This is the neutral. This is the matte, master matte. Poking my eye, son of a gun. Hold on one second, guys, because I put those on so fast. There we go. I was poking my eye there. Okay. This is the neutral Master Mattes, the Neutrals by Mario. This is Kim Kardashian's makeup artist, right? Do you notice the difference? And this here is the original Master Mattes, the warmer tones. I can see the difference. Can you see the difference? This is just warmer with like more of an orange underbase, and this has more of a gray underbase, undertone. I see the difference, right? Okay, so the eyelashes, look at that. Isn't that amazing? And I actually do this. I will take this Essence, absolutely amazing, fabulous mascara, $5 at Ulta, waterproof. And a lot of times I will put it right on top of the lashes if I feel like, oh, well, maybe I want them to be a little bit more, you know? So this is what they look like if you take a mascara and put right on top of them. I just want to show you how you can build this to look beautiful as well. I'm just going right on top. Okay, and then I'm going to separate a little bit with my little wand here. Where's my... Do you see that? Look at that. So you can actually take them from this like beautiful, natural, like wispy to like more dramatic. And when you put mascara on top of your lashes, a lot of people are like, no, you're gonna ruin your lashes. Girl, I've been wearing lashes for a very, very long time. When you put mascara on top of them, it's like they blend in with your lashes, right? And they look more natural. But when you put mascara on top of them, get your tweezers and make sure that you go at the base and just go like this, bounce and squeeze them together. Bounce from section to section and squeeze them together just to make sure that they're adhering your lash with the lashes, right? So you can see the biggest difference when you put mascara on and you don't, right? But people are like, well, I don't want to mess up my lashes. All you do literally is get a makeup removing wipe and go on top, take off all of your eyeshadow, wipe it this way, wipe it this way. And then when you get to this lash line right there, you take the clean part of the wipe. So like I wouldn't use that part that's dirty. I would take a clean part of the wipe and you're gonna go down like this and go down like that. And what you're doing is you're wiping that mascara off of them, right? And you're just going like this. And by doing that and going the base and forward, what you do is that you actually make the lashes slide off and you're not pulling out your eyelashes. I likes your neck chain. Oh, thank you, thank you. Trying gold jewelry today. I normally do silver. But when you go like this, right, you're not damaging your actual lash. And you're actually kind of renewing these false lashes. So let's go ahead and show you on this eye. Let's make these nice and big too, because we want to make sure we're matching. But aren't they beautiful? So that's why I actually like to get the 420, the Ardell 420 Naturals, because I can have them like super, super natural, or I can make them look more bougie like this. Just look at how gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Of course, this is not a new mascara, so I get a little tiny bit of texture there. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It's amazing, amazing. So that's, I believe, everything I tagged in this video. Let's just go move along and show you the rest of how I get ready. So I got a very, very micro fine eyeshadow pencil, right? This is how I've been doing my eyebrows, right? Because you can see bald spot, hardly any hair. Like, okay, this is what I do. I draw a very, very fine line and go straight. And look, you're like, but there's no hair there. Yes. Please don't do the half moon. Take it from there, like your corner, and make a straight line. Straight line. Right? And what this will do, it will open the eye. You see the straight line? I know, it looks kind of funky right now, right? And then right here, I'm going to take my ends down a little bit. Remember, we're not curving any lines at all. And I'm going to fill right here a little bit, and fill right here a little bit. What we're doing is we're making the lines even, right? Now, I'm going to just swipe up. So I go like this. Right next to each other, just all these lines. Looks kind of like, right? But watch when we blend it, right? Just go up, strokes, all tiny little strokes right next to each other. I'm gonna take the end, and this is BDB, $1 billion brows, right? They make all of these different fine pointed pencils. So I just really wanted to focus on the eyeshadows in this video. So that's why I tagged the eyeshadows and the eyelashes. Do you see that? How everything kind of just blended together beautifully, right? Now, you don't want to look grumpy, so we're going to take off this corner. A lot of people who keep this corner on look a little harsh or look a little mean. Summer Stitches, what setting spray do you use? I actually have not been using setting spray, honestly. Honest God, lately. Because I moisturize my skin. I put my serum, I put my moisturizer, and then I put my foundation, and then I set it with a powder. And I'm not overly setting with the powder, so by the time I walk out the door, my skin looks already natural. Setting sprays, yes, they have, some have really good reviews, some do better. It kind of just makes the powder melt into your skin. But a lot of them contain alcohol, truthfully. A lot of them contain alcohol. And by containing alcohol, it's kind of drying the skin a little bit. So to me, I'm like, well, if I just hydrated with a serum and a moisturizer, why am I putting alcohol right on top of that? I'm trying to avoid having wrinkles and that whole bit. So if you can find a setting spray that doesn't contain alcohol, that probably would be better. The only time I really will use a setting spray, like the Max Fix Plus, I think it's called, is when I know I will have no time to touch up my makeup and I'm having a night out on the town and I'm going to be sweating tremendously. Okay, so here we go. You can see the difference, right? Look at that. Blended, not blended. And then HM coaching classes, when will come to in India? When will come in India? When will I come to India? I would love to go to India. My husband and I love to travel. You can see, look at that. just by blending it. Boom. Isn't that beautiful? This one's kind of curved that way. So let's make it a little bit more straight up to match. Okay, now when I was telling you that, just close this. When you have your corners on right here, okay, let me get close to you. If you saw me in person, you would actually think I might be kind of mean because my eyebrows are so big and so bold, right? But when I take off this tiny little corner, it will soften my look tremendously. I know you don't believe me, so let me kind of show you. No, this is not what it says it is. I just stuck a foundation in one of these concealer brushes. You see? It's just a brush. It's a concealer brush. So this is not the formula of this product. This is just what I do, right? So you can actually take a regular concealer if you want, but makeup's not even coming out of it. What the heck? Oh, because I gotta squeeze up. Okay, so squeeze up and push them out. Okay, this is not a good example of taking off my corner. So let's just go and get an actual concealer to show you guys, because this thing seems to be broken. Oh, sorry about that. These drawers are pretty darn old that hold all my makeup, and sometimes they squeak. Okay, so this is Pretty Vulgar, right? This is called Pretty Vulgar. I think I just kept it because it has barely any left in it. This is in color, it's because undercover 60 light white lies, right? So we have this little brush, and this is how I do that, right? So you're gonna see that little corner right there, and we're just gonna cut it right here. You can see that's why I use the little brush. But do you see that? Just taking off that tiny, tiny little corner. Compare this one with this one. I know it looks, you're just like, that doesn't make a big difference. It really does. When I get close to you, I look more mean because I come to a point. It's like I look more harsh, versus this one actually just kind of curves at the end, giving me an illusion of a softer effect. So let's go ahead and take off this corner and clean up a little bit right there. I'm so used to using that little brush. Sometimes you can even wipe that little corner off. And look at that, softer, right? Okay, so remember, we're talking about makeup, super fast, super easy. We're just gonna go with a Win Beauty. I'm not gonna do this whole put lighter under the eyes, the whole bit. We're just gonna take this. We're actually gonna use our fingers. And by using your fingers, if you have problem putting foundations on, you can actually feel where it's spreading to, how it's spreading out. You get such good consistency. Look at that. When you use your fingers, you get such good consistency versus using a brush or using a beauty blender. Oh, look at that. I didn't even realize I dropped makeup right there. Imagine that getting into your brush. That would not be good. That would not be good. So I can just wipe it off and then continue with my fingers. And look at the coverage. You can see, look how beautiful it goes on, how red my skin is naturally. Oh, this is a fantastic foundation. It's a Win Beauty in color more 135. Look at the coverage of it though. So I just go right back on top. and blend to get it off my fingers. Blend out and have, look at that. Isn't that amazing? I think it's amazing. The nose. I don't know why everybody is like, I need a brush, I need tools to put my foundation on, when you really don't. Yes, you just need to wash your hands afterwards or have a makeup wipe next to you to take it off your fingers. But I'm glad I'm showing you guys this in real time so you can see the blendability that your fingers do. Up into the hairline, but not onto the hair, if you can. Now, isn't that amazing? That's amazing. Don't ever forget, please. And then I'm gonna go down. Doesn't my skin look so much more youthful? I think it looks so much more youthful. Okay, so this is another big trick that I do to keep my face from having too much product. Right now, my skin looks glowy. It looks amazing, right? But I don't want to have too much product on. So I will take, let me grab it, a powder. I don't even think they make this one anymore. It smells like vanilla or chocolate. A powder, and I will use this to set my makeup, to set the foundation in certain parts. And by doing this, I'm not double powdering, I'm not cakey. You're like reassuring that it's going to set and stay where it is. And a lot of people are like, no, that doesn't work. You need a setting powder. No, you just need a powder form. And this is a powder form. There's so much marketing that goes on in makeup. And a lot of times they're like, you need to set all your face with this. You need to do this. No, you don't. Yes, you do have to have a powder to set makeup, right? To set foundation, but you don't need to double powder. And that would be double powdering if I took a setting powder or a whatever and put it on. So look, check this out. So I'm gonna start up here. I'm gonna blend it down here. That's set, that's done, right? I'm gonna go into the cheekbone. I'm going up and up. Look at that. Look at how much tan I look. And you can see I put the powder a little bit further down than I wanted to. We'll fix that with the lighter powder. So, and we're gonna do the jawline. Right? Look at that. Same thing. And the hairline on above the jaw hollow. And then the above the hollow of your cheek, not the jaw. And then down here. And I bring it down here to give me a little bit more of a hollow. Okay, right? Bear with me. Bear with me. Let me grab this. Now, I'm gonna contour my nose, right? So, not everybody knows how to contour your nose. If you do not really know how to contour your nose, go with the lightest shade of contour. That's a neutral color for your skin. So I'm gonna go with this one. This one's a little bit darker, right? I just do this, and I'm gonna go here, and I'm going to pat. But you can see, you can barely see it. Do you see that? I know you see it. This looks like all white and big and one, and this one you can see the line that I just drew. Why? Because it's just a little bit of color. But my whole nose is not set. I like to do it over here, and bring it up over here. Nose is set, right? I'm not double powdering. Keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind, okay? I'm gonna go with, let's just grab, what powder do we want to use today? We're gonna use this Kylie. I don't even know if she makes this anymore. Her yellow setting powder. Okay, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to brighten all those other areas and set it with the powder. So remember how here I went a little bit too far down with that powder, with the contour? Look at that. You just blend it on those other parts that need. Oops. Look at that. Right here, we want it to be bright because this is where those lines show up. And then under the eye, sides of the nose, and right smack down the middle. Not taking away my contour of my nose. Look at that. And I'm gonna, and you can kind of see how I oval, I make that like an edge, not a sharp line. Right here, we want it lighter, go up, pat. Doesn't that look awesome? You can see my contour and it's not crazy and I'm not over powdered, which is amazing. Now, if you really want your skin to look that extra youthfulness, let me show you what you can do. There's two different methods. There are liquid drops, which these are a liquid that has like a shine to it. This is Rhodile liquid blush, right, in apricot. This is a Natasha Denona Cupid Cheek Duo, right? You could do a brush and a cream like this. And what you do is when you do this, a cream or the drops give your skin back that dewiness that we just took away from with the powders, right? It gives you back that more healthy youthfulness that we had in our 20s. So when I do that, look at this. I know you can see this. So when I turn, you see the shine and how natural that looks? Isn't that amazing? All from doing a cream or a drop that has a little bit of that iridescent. Look, this is the cream. I'm gonna do it on my finger. Has just that shine. Look at that. That's what creams do. And then right there, just to give us that glow. Now you don't want to come in too far down here because we want the face to be up and lifted, up and back. We want everything to be up, not down. If we put the blush down here, we'd actually make your eye focus right there. If I was doing a certain type of doll look or something, I might put it right there to give me a big cheek right there. But at our age, everything already starts to go down. So we want to have everything up right here. Now, this is optional, depending if you have a lot of wrinkles on your eyes or not. The highlighter right here. This is a highlighter. You can see, put it right next to it. You can see the highlighter. If you have a tremendous amount of wrinkles around your eyes, I wouldn't recommend putting a highlighter on because highlighters kind of emphasize lines. They can, right? But they also at the same time give you more of that glowy youth, right? So you can use your finger. I actually prefer just to dab it like this, and then I will go in and I will blend that into the top portion of that blush. And what that does, it just gives you, let's see if you can tell. Can you tell? It gives you even more of that glow. So let's do it on this side. Look at that. You see? You can even take that highlighter on your finger and dab it right here on the top of your eye. Right here on the top underneath your eyebrow. Just make sure that it doesn't go too far down and mess up your eye shadows. And that's lifted up because your eyes are going to focus on this and on this. Some people put it in their nose. I prefer not to. I think it kind of makes me look like I'm sweating on my nose. You put it on the top of your lip and bring the focus to the peak of your lip. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing. I'm glad you guys are here enjoying this. This is a must-have. I'm going to make a dedicated video later just on this. This is the 8-Hour Sephora brand. It's called Colorful, right? It's a transfer-proof lip liner. Amazing. You know that to find the perfect brownish tint lip liner, it's probably going to cost you like 20, 25 bucks, right? Honestly, truly. Like I've tried every brown tint in the cheaper brands, whether it was like Morphe or L'Oreal or whatever. They just do not make a good brown neutral liner. This, they make 2 or 3 of them that are just the perfect brown color. And they dry down, but they're flexible. So watch this. And it's like 12 bucks or 8 bucks, something like that. Let me get a little mirror and check this out. Oh, sorry, I didn't see the comments, guys. Your nails are looking so gorgeous. I just put them on just right now. These are some press-on nails that I got from the other website, that other social media platform, the TikTok. You know what I'm talking about? Girl, I only paid like $2 for them or something like that. If you've ever known about this glue, freaking amazing. I swear I should have tagged it in this video. Freaking amazing. Like it comes off with ease. The nails come off with ease. They glue on like super glue. Doesn't damage your nail bed, but look at that. You would have actually thought that I got these done at a salon. Did not. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. So much marketing. Denise, actually, it's not so much marketing because I didn't tag 90% of these products in this video. I was just focused on the eyeshadow and the lashes. So, hey, and we've talked about every subject from menopause to lip liners to you name it, losing weight. And then XOXO, hey girl, hi from Texas. I'm originally from Texas. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I was born in Houston, Texas, but I have lived in Las Vegas, Nevada for 21 years now. Would I ever go back? No, I do love where I live. Vegas is one of the best places to visit. It's the entertainment capital of the world. You can try to do something every single day living here and you will never get it all done. It is that amazing. And then and Jana says, okay. Okay, let's do this. Ready? Oh, and this is in the color 13 Frosted Chestnut. You see how easy that went on? Look at that. It just glides. And then look. I'm going to fill it in a little bit and look. Look at that. Do you see how it just blended? Like, it was like, bam, magic, right? Did not transfer. Did not transfer. Look at that. You can't tell me that's not amazing. That is amazing. I just blended it with my finger just to show you how it blends so easily. Like nothing. Absolutely amazing. I actually like to top it off with these Maybelline Stay Vinyl Ink. I don't know why I have all of these lipsticks because these are pretty much the ones that I always go to. These suckers look like a lipstick on, and they're not transfer proof, and they stay on all day long. So I do like the ones that have more stain powder, but this lip liner is amazing. And then this message is held for review. Why is the message held for review? Great nude lips. Yes. Oh, Denise. I guess because you said the word nude, it was like, this message is held for review. Which I didn't realize I had to approve stuff like that. Because sometimes we get some gentlemen on here that are like, send me nudes, and we don't, yeah, no. So YouTube automatically blocks, I think, anything with the word nude in it. 44 and experiencing premenopausal symptoms. I thought I was pregnant 4 times this year. Oh my gosh. Melly, like, it's funny you say that because, yes, you know what? I wish that people would actually talk about the symptoms. Like you hear on TV and all these, test your hormones now, or social media, test your hormones. It's so easy, so this, so that. They actually don't talk about the symptoms. Like they don't tell you when you're premenopausal, which is being in perimenopause, that like you might not get your period, but you sure have all the symptoms, like you're having your period with the breast tenderness, the pains, the aches, all that stuff. They also don't tell people that when you hit menopause, if you've had any pains, typically those pains like flourish. So my pain level has always been very, very high. I suffer with chronic pain. I suffer with like a lot of stuff, right? It's too much to get into. And every single thing flourished. So I try to self-treat myself with supplements and kind of screwed everything up. And that is the reason I have been not really losing weight for the past year. It's been 10, 11 months now. And I've only dropped like maybe 12 to 15 pounds, maybe, okay? But I stopped taking my supplements because I didn't realize I was actually overdosing myself with precursors of testosterone, and that is zinc. So, yes, I would definitely highly recommend people getting their hormones checked. And you know what? If your doctor is not, if they're like, my doctor just said, well, Christina, you have like all the typical symptoms of somebody in menopause. If I opened a dictionary and I looked up menopause, it would have a picture of you. Literally what he told me. So when I went to get my yearly at my gynecologist, I told her, look, I'm not losing weight. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm really just laid into her. There is something wrong. And so she tested just my testosterone and found out that my testosterone was way off the charts. So yes, those are unfortunate things that all of us ladies go through. And I struggle not only with the pain, but I noticed that I'm just tired. Like, and I think that's why I haven't been on here as much as I used to. I feel like, I have a grandbaby now. He's 1 year old. I feel like I have, we have this ranch we're building. We have all this stuff going on, but I find that what I used to be able to do when I was in my 20s and 30s, I have a hard time keeping up with that. And I find myself falling asleep or having to take a power nap, which I never did. Okay, sorry. I know we just kind of went into a deep dive of menopause. Let's go on to the next question. Lip pencil is this? Oh, whose lip pencil is this? This is by Sephora, girlfriend. Where did I put it? By Sephora. I just threw it down somewhere. Where did it go? Oh, right here. This is the Sephora, right? Isn't it a great, great formula? I could actually make it darker too. This is 13 Frosted Chestnut, the Sephora brand. Yeah, like amazing, amazing. Denise, oh my. Yeah, sorry, I kind of like talked your ears off there with the whole menopause. I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer. I try to like, give you guys positive feedback, but I also want to keep it real at the same time. And so whoever said Ozempic, yeah, I get it. I also have the camera higher up, so I get the slimming effect here. But I have lost about 12 to 15 pounds. But I have also busted my bum doing this. And it's 9:23 at night. And I stopped eating at 7. And I'm starving, okay? I'm starving, okay? But I'm going to drink water and more water. And then when I'm too hungry, I'm just going to take my butt to bed. Notice it makes a big difference in my inflammation, in my pain levels, in my weight loss, everything. Okay, next question. Melly said, love that brand of lip pencil. Yes, So smooth and so soft. It really, truly is. This is an amazing brand, but the showstopper for this whole entire video was the palettes by Mario. Like, I know Kim Kardashian, this is her personal makeup artist, but this dude actually really knows what he's doing. Like, this is on this eye, you can see the gray undertone, and this is on this eye, you can see the red undertone. Like, it is a difference. This one I could have made a lot lighter, but I just wanted to try to wear all the colors to show you. This one has actual brown eyeliner on using the palette, and this one actually has the black. I guess in this lighting, let's scoot closer, it's harder to tell, but it's there. Absolutely amazing palettes. And he says, I had to tell myself that it's okay to go to bed hungry and I fall asleep thinking about what I want for breakfast. Oh, girl, I can relate. I can relate. I wake up and I'm like, what am I going to eat right now? But I will tell you this. So I think in my past life, I was a nutritionist. I'm fascinated with nutrition. That's all I freaking watch. You think I should be watching beauty videos all the time? I'm like watching nutrition videos. I watch the Diary of the CEO all the freaking time. I watch the whole episodes of these podcasts, right? So, and I put these things to the test in my personal life. If you wake up and the very first thing you put in your body is protein, you're going to not have an insulin spike, right? Meaning, if you don't have an insulin spike, you're not going to be craving all those sugars throughout the day, right? So you wake up, protein, try to get 30 grams or as much as you can when you first wake up. Down some water, get that protein, and you will be satiated longer throughout the day. I put this to the test today, actually, and I've put it to the test before. So I woke up and I ate something sugary today. I think it was like a sugary beverage, or I did my candy orange. I don't know what I did. I did something. And I noticed all day long I was craving like more sugar. And I wasn't satiated. But in the previous times when you wake up and you actually consume protein, you go longer without wanting food and you go longer feeling full. So I like to do, it's called machaca in the morning, machacado. That is like almost like steak and eggs. So I chop up some steaks, put some bell peppers, onions, and then I put a little, the salsa verde on it, salsa verde, to saute it. And then I put eggs in there and scramble it, right? That has, like, you're getting the double punch of the steak. And then you get the vegetables, of course, which you need. And then you get the eggs on it. And that really satiates me throughout the whole entire day. And then you'll be more stable. Okay, sorry, I got off subject. Let's go back to makeup. I had to tell myself, I read that one. Okay, guys, it looks like a lot of you guys have logged off. I think it's past your bedtime, probably in a lot of places. I love you guys. It's a 9:27 at night. I'm glad I got all glammed up. Eric doesn't get home till like 11 o'clock at night tonight, so at least I will look all pretty for him. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Sweet dreams, Denise said. I thank you. You guys have always been the best. I've been doing this platform for, like I said, 16 or 17 years now. So I'm a big OG here. And when I moved to Vegas, I had no friends. And you guys were my friends. And even though there were only maybe like 5 people back then that would log on, you guys we still had conversations going back and forth. And I love that. And I love that we are a community that can support each other. And I appreciate you guys getting me through those times when I didn't have any friends in Vegas. And now I have friends and now I have more stability. But you guys have always been along for the ride. And I love you guys and I appreciate you guys so much. God bless you guys. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day whenever you see this. If you see this now or you see this later, I just bless you guys. I love you. God loves you. And you know what? Let's just be the best we can be. I will see you guys in my next live stream. I'm Christina Marie. I'm out.